So my wife kicked me out for gambling debts, and now I'm staying with my friend Plebius and his wife Sarah. This is me in the middle. Only one problem though, they're sick of me. So now it's time to make my own way. Hey you, come here. I'm Chunkimedes. And this is Xtreme One Chunk Ironman. Varlamore edition. Right. I promised Plebius and Sarah I'd be out, so let's get to it. Okay, let's start talking about the map that we've got in front of us. So, as I said in the previous episode, the Colosseum will remain completely blacklisted. It's just not something that a level 3 account right next to it can unlock. We'd get the account completely blocked straight away and wouldn't be able to do anything. So we're starting here in the middle of Civilis Fortis in the bottom right of the city. There's a few things that we are going to have to get done in this chunk, which you can see here on the right hand side. So really the big challenges here are 58 cooking to make some pita bread. That's using flour that we can get from an imp spawn in the chunk. The 19 crafting grind should be pretty straightforward. We've got a crafting shop here. There's a log spawn, so we can quite easily do that burn logs one fire making task. And this is probably where it starts getting difficult, which is 55 magic. My only access to runes in this chunk will be by killing guards, so I'm going to have to kill guards to get enough runes to level up to 55 magic, and then hopefully just cast High Alch on anything. Presumably we'll have some fire and nature runes by the time we get there. 40 thieving, that's probably going to be my main source of income in this chunk. There doesn't really seem like much else I can do. There is from chunk 1 a wandering chartership salesman, so I can possibly use them for something there. And then I've got my item tasks, so I'm going to need to get an iron dagger, which will be dropped by a guard, a bronze med helm, which will be dropped by a guard, and a blue wizard hat, which I can get from that imp spawn I was talking about earlier. Now, hopefully we can get all of this done in the first episode. What I need to be really conscious of though is this chunk above us, chunk number 1. If we were to roll this chunk, we are getting ourselves into a bit of a scary grind. If I just pull up the chunk tasks here, because of that charter ship store that unlocks technically in this chunk, so I don't need to do it in my current one, I'm going to have to craft an empty light orb, which as you can see will take 87 crafting. Now 87 crafting is going to be quite a difficult one to get. I can buy seaweed and buckets of sand from the same shop, which I can then use to turn into molten glass. I can buy a glass blowing pipe either from the shop or from the crafting store, so I can level up my crafting using the glass blowing. But the problem is being able to afford all of that. So it will be a lot of world hopping and a lot of thieving, because the only thing I can thieve in this chunk gives me, I think, 3 coins per pickpocket. So that's quite a daunting one if we were to end up with chunk number 1. Chunk number 2 and chunk number 3, not so scary. There is an anvil in 3, but we wouldn't have to craft any rune items or anything like that because we haven't unlocked the minerals yet. There's nowhere for me to mine that rune. And then in chunk number 2, similarly, reasonably easy. There is a house, you can an estate agent in this chunk, I believe, here. Which means normally a 99 construction guide, but because there's no saw, there's nothing I can build at level 1. We don't have bagged plants or anything like that, so that 99 construction grind will go on the backlog until I get access to a saw, basically. So just need to be really cautious around tile number 1, but hopefully we roll lucky and end up on 2 and 3, but we've got chunk 1 to complete first. This is just proof. All of the music tracks that I've unlocked, obviously spawned in Lumbridge, ran north to Varrock, completed Children of the Sun quest, and took the bird over here. Just saying goodbye to the bedroom, and we'll head downstairs. Here's Sarah. Goodbye, Sarah. It's been lovely knowing you. Sorry that you're having to kick us out. Here's Plebius. We'll just give him a quick hug goodbye. Oh, Plebius, thanks for having us. It's been a pleasure, but I've got to go out there on my own, mate. Alright, he's busy. Alright, well, goodbye. So I'm just spending some time here exploring the chunk, checking all the buildings, checking out all the NPCs. Really nothing major to note. We've got a couple of tourists and citizens that we can pickpocket. There's just one shop, which is the crafting shop. There's a bank, obviously, which is good. That means that we've got access to store all our items. In terms of item spawns, we've got some basics like the bowls, bread, which I don't think I can actually quite access because it's inside one of the shack buildings here and the stairs are on the other side. But there is a bronze nail spawn, a hammer, bucket of water, a couple of logs, needle, rope, and soft clay. So yeah, this section is just having a look around the chunk, start filling up some of the bank spots, making note of what I'm going to make use of later, and just basically trying to come up with a plan for what the best way to approach some of these skill tasks are going to be. So cooking is the big one, and then obviously thieving and magic are the more difficult ones. So at this point here, I found my first imp, so we're definitely certain that it's spawning in this area. I've got a set of shears here, which probably not going to be much use. Make a small mistake exiting the chunk by going up those stairs, but we'll ignore that. While I'm walking around, I'm sort of coming up with my tactic for how I'm going to approach those skills. So the cooking, I think really the only thing in the chunk that I can cook is rabbits. So there are 3 rabbit spawns. Other than that, there might be some stuff that the imps drop on their drop table that I could mix into the cooking, but nothing comes from the seagulls here. Obviously just a source of bones, but I can get those from the rabbits, so I may as well just focus on the rabbits. Nothing in these crates here, and then obviously we've got the trading post when they do choose to wander into my chunk. So I do have access to all this stuff. I'm just picking up a tinderbox here so that I can complete my first task, which is to burn some logs. And here's the first level, 2 strengths. So now I've got my bearings. The focus now is just to start working up some of these rabbits. I'm going to have to kick a few of them to death. I'll grab the imps whenever they're available, as long as they don't do that and drag me out of the chunk. So I'm going to be sat here picking up rabbits, burying the bones for some prayer XP, grabbing some cooking levels, and if I get any citizens walk past, I'll try and grab some of the pickpocketing and try and get the thieving up as well. So the plan here is every time I get a full inventory of cooked rabbit, I can swap over and do some thieving until I run out of food, and then swap back over to the rabbits. And I burnt the logs for our first chunk task. So that's exactly the plan we've rolled out. Sat here kicking rabbits, and we'll just skip through some of the opening levels, combat, cooking, and thieving. So we're finally up to a full inventory of cooked rabbits, just getting the last couple cooked up here, and then we can head on and start doing some thieving. We're obviously going to start with my good friend Plebius. He can't let us go that easily, so getting some of those early thieving levels in. As you can see, I'm only getting about 3 coins per pouch. I've come to give Sarah her fair share of the mugging as well, so grabbing some coins off my best friends here. So we'll just try and rattle through some of these early thieving levels. what I'm really conscious of is we need to start working up our combat levels so that we can fight these guards. They're about level 20, so I'm going to have to be reasonably well geared. I'm going to have a full inventory of food because I don't actually have a weapon at the moment. And here we get a random event. This will be nice. I need to start saving up some gems so I can do some future crafting and get some jewellery made, so get those banked up. $14 thieving. 15 thieving. And we've got a Quizmaster random event. We're going to take every random event we get. Of course we go for the mystery box, and would you believe it, a mithril scimitar on our first mystery box pull. It's insane luck that we've just had here. It suddenly makes my new priority 20 attack so that I can wield it, but that's going to help so much in killing these rabbits, killing the guards, and any future tasks we have. I mean, that's our best in slot. On top of the fact that we have just been absolutely spooned for that weapon, it also ticks off another task that we had in this chunk, which was to obtain an iron dagger from a guard. That's now been superseded by this being a much better best in slot weapon, so I've marked that one as complete. 16 thieving in the chat. I missed the drop obviously, so here it is. Just checking the skill tab, make sure nothing new I can do. Nope. Missed another one. 2 attack and 7 combat. 4 prayer. 3 attack and 12 hit points. 9 cooking. There's 4 attack and 8 combat. 5 attack. 10 cooking. 6 attack and 75 total level. 11 cooking. 17 thieving. 18 thieving. 19 thieving. Missed another one, but there's 20 thieving. 21 thieving. 22 thieving. 'Camo top unlocked. 23 thieving. 24 thieving. 25 thieving. 5 prayer. 7 attack. 9 combat. 8 attack. 13 hit points. 9 attack, 10 combat. 12 cooking. 13 cooking. 10 attack. Imp. 6 prayer. 11 attack. 11 combat. 12 attack. 14 cooking. 15 cooking. 7 prayer. 14 hit points. 13 attack, 14 attack, 12 combat, 16 cooking, 15 attack, 8 prayer, 15 hit points, 13 combat, 17 cooking, 18 cooking, 16 attack, 17 attack, 9 prayer, 19 cooking, 18 attack, 16 hit points, 20 cooking, 19 attack, 10 prayer, 21 cooking, 22 cooking, and 20 attack. Bit of a montage there, but we're finally through that. We can finally wield the Mithril Scimitar, and I'm just going to pull out some coins because I think for when we go and kill some of these guards, we're going to need some armor, and I know that I can buy a helmet from the charter ship. I can buy the Tyrus helmet. All in all, that grind only took a few hours. I was killing 264 rabbits, and we managed to get a nice few cooking levels throughout all of it. We're up to 22 cooking, 20 attack, 10 strength, and got some nice prayer levels as well. So let's have a look. I can afford this Tyrus helm from some of the pickpocketing we've done, so I'll grab that. And maybe we'll just grab some of the rabbits that we were cooking, and we can see if we can take on a guard or if we get our asses handed to us. I mean, I've just realised though that I can't wear this helmet until 5 defense, so be right back. Beekeeper random event, let's see what we get. And we've unlocked the legs and a nice little XP lamp. I've gone with agility in the end. I'll have to have a bit more think about what I lamp throughout this chunk, but for now we'll go with agility for the run speed. And there's 5 defense. Okay, now that's out of the way, we can start putting on our Chad gear. I mean, have you seen anything quite like this before? Okay, it looks like I can kill these guards, but it's taking an awful lot of cooked rabbit to make my way through it. I've just hit another hit points level, and that's 125 total level. I think we might have to go back and keep adding to the rabbit murder spree that we were on, just to level up a little bit more and come back. These guards are still orange to me. Just about made it through with 8 rabbits eaten, and we've got some potato seeds. I can't plant those for a while. I think our nearest patch is a few chunks to the west, so can't use them. Alright, back to training. I think I'm going to go for base 20s on the combat skills. I think if we can get the strength up and then the defense up, that should hopefully give us what we need to kill these guards, because I mean they're all around level 21, so if I'm matching that with my combat, that should be enough. So I've been doing some walking around, and it turns out the drop for the task I have for the bronze medium helm is actually from a thief. I've gone to every corner of the chunk and I can't find a thief anywhere. It looks like from the wiki that they're actually a couple of chunks over from here, possibly in 6449. So it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to complete the bronze medium helm task. Obviously we already superseded the iron dagger task when we got the spoon on the mithril scimitar. So that one's going to have to go on the backlog, I think. Aha, never mind. I've found one wandering into the corner of this chunk here. Let's see if I can kill him. I haven't got any food with me, but ignore everything I've just said. We should be able to get it if this NPC spawns back in here. If I kill him, we'll just see where he respawns. A couple of coins. Oh my god, these kills are going so much faster with the scimitar. Let's just see where he's going to spawn. There's that imp taunting me. He's stuck between the walls. I can't get to him. Okay, there. So it looks like he's spawning inside this shack here. This might actually be a much better method than what I have been doing with the rabbits, because they've only got 5 health. I think my current strength level is 13, so I think my max hit is about a 3. So hopefully the first few kills, if I go and get some food, should be a lot better than the rabbits, and then once I've leveled up a bit, it shouldn't be a problem to just kill these without the food. Okay, it looks like the thief drop table is actually reasonably good. Obviously the med helm and the iron dagger that we need as chunk tasks, but he's also dropping runes, so we can use the thief as well as the guard to get some runes. There's also bronze arrow, so I know that there's logs in the chunk, so I could potentially fletch myself a bow if we can sort out the bowstring. And actually have a method of training range while we're here. He's also dropping herbs, which means that we can start collecting some of these, albeit druidic rituals probably a little far away, but this starts the herb grind. And then everything else is a bit rubbish. I mean, clue scroll, we might be able to get some Varlamore steps. I'm not sure if there are any for easy and beginner. We'll have to see. And then some copper ore, which we can start bagging up. We do have a furnace in this chunk, so we'll start collecting up that copper ore anyway. So let's see how this goes. Okay, annoyingly, the thief runs when he's on low health, which is what he's done here, and he's run himself out of the chunk. I can't actually close this door, so this is going to be fun. We're going to have to do some world hopping if he isn't killed before he runs out of the chunk. Just doing a banking run, up to 17 defense, 13 prayer. We've collected some loot. We have completed the iron dagger, best in slot, despite having the mithril scimitar. Collected some nice herbs, got some bait and my first copper ore. And a couple of bronze med helms, which also completes that other chunk task. 25 cooking. 26 cooking. 27 cooking. 28 cooking. 29 cooking. 30 cooking. 31 cooking. Found an imp here, so try my luck for the wizard's hat chunk task. And there it is. Chunk task unlocked. Obtain a blue wizard hat. We'll cross that one off. 32 cooking. 33 cooking. 34 cooking. And 35 cooking. Okay, I think at this point I'm going to take a break from the rabbit murder spree. We've got up to 920 rabbits slain so far, most of which I've cooked. I've had to eat some when killing the guards and the thieves. But we got a nice stack of levels from that grind. We're up to 35 cooking, 32 strength and 20 prayer from all of that. Obviously we've completed our chunk task for the blue wizard hat, so that's great. All that's left then is pickpocketing a guard, so that's 40 thieving. The mage grind to get 55 mage for high alking is probably going to be the last thing I do in this chunk. So I'm just going to take a break from killing the rabbit and try my hand at the 19 crafting grind. Hopefully I can come up with maybe a better solution than just rabbits, because at the minute it's looking like I'm going to need about 6,700 rabbits just to complete that pita bread task. So I'm just going to have another look around and just see if I've missed anything in terms of the cooking. So I found upstairs in the crafting shop that there is a soft clay spawn. I did actually find this when I first came into this chunk, and I don't think I clocked it, but I can definitely use this for using the potter's wheel and the pottery oven here. I could do pots and bowls for a little bit of experience. I'm just going to benchmark that against the molten glass that I can get from the trading post over here and see which one turns out to be the better training method. So let's just take the value on these. If I take 10 buckets of sand and 10 seaweed, and I'll come and throw those into the furnace over here, and we will see what this turns out in terms of XP. So I'm an idiot, I need to come and get the logs that spawn behind the slums over here so that I can burn the seaweed and turn it into soda ash first before I can use it on the furnace. So pick up the log spawn there, hopefully I can get this inventory done before the fire goes out, and then we'll see what the XP turns out to be. Okay, let's see how we do here. That's level 2 fire making while we're at it. And if we cook this seaweed, it doesn't actually give us any XP for doing so. But we should get some for making the molten glass and then for blowing it too. So I'll have to do a little bit of maths to figure out which is the better option compared to doing the pottery with the clay. Just appreciating that the seaweed and the sand I'm going to have to buy if this is the method I go with. And coins are very difficult to come by in this chunk, because the best I can do is pickpocketing for 3 gold at a time, which is not a great rate, so I could be here for a year or two just pickpocketing. So that's 2 crafting already, that's good. I'm getting 20 XP every time I create this molten glass, already level 3. And now if we blow that, we can, what can we make at the moment in terms of glass? Right, I need level 4 for a candle lantern, so let's stop when we hit 4. $17 XP, 18 XP, this is not bad. And that's the level 4, so we'll try candle lantern now. That's 19 XP, so it's a very minor upgrade, but it still only costs 1 molten glass, so absolutely worth swapping over for. So over at the potter's wheel, I think the highest level thing I can make is this set of cups. I just need some inventory. That's level 5 crafting. Try that again. So I'm only getting 8 XP for these ones, but if I then go and put them in the oven, what does that add up to? 9 XP, so it is just a little bit less than blowing the beer glass and the lantern, but keeping in mind this is a totally free method. I can get the soft clay just from hopping worlds upstairs in this shop, coming down, sorting them out on the potter's wheel and then burning them in the oven. And especially with these cups, which seem to be making about 3 at a time off 1 soft clay, this might be the method that I go with just to get us to level 19. And that's what I'm going with. I can't think that I'm going to get enough coins from doing the thieving only, so I'm going to just do up to level 19. I'm going to pick up 9 soft clay at a time, making these cups for the time being, while they're the highest level thing I can make. And it's reasonably AFK. Oh, 9 might have been too many actually. And then I just throw them into the oven. It's definitely half the rate of what I would have got doing the glass blowing, but I'm saving the money, and I can do this pretty quickly. I mean, the distance I have to run over to the trading post is pretty high, so this is the method of choice. And I'll see you when I hit 19 crafting. And 3 more pots, and I think, or cups even, and I think we are there with the 19 crafting grind. That was very quick. And there it is, 19 crafting. So we can now craft plant pots, which was the chunk requirement. So if I head over and create one of those, there it is. Chunk task completed. Pretty good first episode, I'd say. We got absolutely spooned with the mithril scimitar, looking like a complete chad with the Tyrus helm. But Chunkimedes, he's made it out on his own. He's left Plebius and Sarah, and he's definitely making his own way. We've started a little collection here of our herbs. Got lots of empty cups ready for tea leaves, which makes me very happy as a British man. We've ticked off quite a few of the chunk tasks now, so blue wizard hat, bronze medium helm, iron dagger, burn the logs, and craft the unfired plant pot, which leaves us the pita bread grind, which is a lot of dead rabbits. Casting high level alchemy, that's a lot of dead guards in Varlamore, and then some thieving, so I probably will return to my old friends to lift and shift a bit of my old rent money back from them. But all in all, great episode. 214 total level, so we've put a shift in there. If you've made it this far, I just wanted to say thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed spending some time with me. This is just the start of the suffering. If you've seen any One Chunk series in the past, then you'll know that they can be quite scary and long grinds, so I hope that a few people see this and can join me along with the suffering. I look forward to spending some time with you. Please do leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you in the next one.